Heartbreak in Osaka. Alex Eala's 2025 Japan Open upset. Full match highlights. Broken heart. It was early morning in Osaka, the city of neon lights, cherry blossoms, and fierce competition. The 2025 Japan Open had already seen its share of shocks and brilliance, but nothing compared to the drama that would unfold when Alex Eala, the pride of the Philippines, took the court. Eala had entered the tournament riding a wave of confidence. Her recent performances had drawn comparisons to legends like Lee Na and even a young Serena Williams. Her footwork was sharper, her shot selection bolder, and her spirit unshakable. But across the net stood Teresa Valentova, the Czech sensation whose meteoric rise had been making quiet waves across the WTA circuit. Tall, powerful, and eerily composed, Valentova carried that unmistakable aura of players who refused to back down. She was young, but she was dangerous, and Eala knew it. The Osaka crowd, mostly Japanese but peppered with Filipino flags, buzzed with excitement. The chant, "Let's go Alex," echoed through the stadium. The sun peeked through the clouds, glinting off the court's surface like a stage light. And as the umpire called, "Ladies and gentlemen, time," the match began with all the promise of glory and heartbreak to come. The thunder before the storm high voltage. From a very first rally, it was clear this wasn't going to be an easy day. Eala, known for her tenacious baseline game, tried to find her rhythm early. Deep topspin shots, precise forehands, and quick court coverage. But Valentova, cold and calculating, had come prepared. Her returns were laser accurate. Her backhand, flat, piercing, and relentless, cut through Eala's defenses. At 1-3, Eala frowned as another rally slipped away. She looked toward her coach's box, searching for calm amid the chaos. But Valentova was already bouncing on her toes, ready for the next serve. Eala fought bravely, but Valentova's serve was untouchable. Every time Alex tried to counter, the Czech teen answered with ruthless precision. Within 35 minutes, the scoreboard read 6-2 Valentova. The Osaka crowd grew uneasy. Eala sat on her bench, towel over her head, eyes closed. Somewhere deep inside, frustration brewed, but so did something stronger, the will to rise again. A flicker of fire. As the second set began, the mood shifted. Eala walked onto the baseline with a new calm, the kind that only fighters possess after being cornered. She bounced the ball 3 times, took a deep breath, and unleashed a serve that whistled through the humid Osaka air. Ace! 1-0. Her fans erupted in cheers. "Come on, Alex," echoed across the stands. With every point, she clawed her way back into the match. Her forehand began to sing, whipping across the court with power and accuracy. Her footwork, fluid as ever, turned defense into offense. She started finding Valentova's weaknesses. Her impatience, her tendency to overhit when pushed wide. At 3-3, a 23-shot rally left both players gasping for breath. Valentova went for a risky drop shot. Eala sprinted, slid, and sent a curling flick over the net. The Czech rushed forward. Too late. "Point, Eala." The crowd roared. By 5-4, Eala was serving to level the match. Every serve, every grunt, every bounce of the ball was heavy with tension. But just as victory seemed near, Valentova struck back. 2 clean returns, a stunning backhand down the line, and suddenly, Eala was staring down break point. She fought hard, but a mistimed forehand gave Valentova the game. Moments later, the Czech star sealed the set 7-5, crushing Eala's hopes of a comeback. It was heartbreak in slow motion. The crowd, silent. Eala, frozen. And Valentova, expressionless, walked back to her chair, a quiet assassin who had just taken down a warrior. The pain behind the smile broke her heart. When the final ball landed wide, Eala stood still for a moment, her racket hanging at her side. She looked toward the stands, where dozens of Filipino fans were waving flags, shouting her name with unwavering pride. But her heart ached, not because she lost, but because she had been so close. She walked to the net, shook Valentova's hand firmly, and offered a genuine smile. The Czech nodded respectfully. There was no gloating, no arrogance, only the mutual recognition of a battle fought with everything they had. Eala turned to the crowd, raising her hand to thank them. Her smile was soft but fragile, the kind of smile that hides the sting of disappointment. Back in the locker room, she sat quietly, her towel draped over her shoulders. The echoes of applause still lingered in her mind. She replayed the crucial points: the missed forehand, the untimely double fault, the drop shot that clipped the tape. Her coach placed a hand on her shoulder. "You played with heart, Alex. That's what matters most." She nodded slowly. She knew he was right. Still, her competitive fire burned within. She whispered softly to herself, "Next time." The anatomy of a heartbreak, Dove. In tennis, heartbreak doesn't always come in the form of defeat. Sometimes it comes from the realization of how thin the line between victory and loss can be. For Alex, Osaka 2025 wasn't just a loss. It was a lesson. She had learned that sometimes giving your best still is enough. That sometimes the ball lands an inch out. That sometimes fate favors your opponent, just for a moment. But she also learned something greater. Resilience is built in defeat. She thought of the countless matches she'd won through sheer determination, from her junior days in Paris to her WTA breakthrough moments. And she knew this one, though painful, would shape her into something stronger. That night, as Osaka's lights glittered outside her hotel window, Eala opened her notebook and began to write. Something she always did after big matches. "I played with courage. I gave everything I had. It hurts now, but this hurt is fuel. Tomorrow, I rise again." The highlight reel movie camera. Sports networks across Asia replayed the match over and over again. The highlight reels were electric. Long rallies, explosive serves, and moments that capture the essence of two young athletes pushing each other to the limit. Top highlights. The Osaka rally, second set 3-3. A 23-shot exchange that left both players gasping. Eala's drop shot winner became an instant fan favorite. The spirit that never breaks butterfly. Tennis is a game of inches. One wrong move, one split-second hesitation, and destiny changes course. But greatness isn't about avoiding heartbreak. It's about growing through it. Alex Eala's 2025 Japan Open loss will be remembered not for the scoreboard, but for the fight she showed, the pride she carried, and the millions she inspired. She had fallen, yes, but in falling, she had risen higher in spirit than ever before. Somewhere, in the hearts of every Filipino watching, her words still echo, "I'll rise again." And that is why, even in heartbreak, Alex Eala remains a champion. Epilogue, Osaka Nights, Manila Dreams Globe showing Asia, Australia. As her flight took off from Osaka, Alex looked out the window, the city lights fading below. In her heart, she carried not regret, but resolve. There would be other tournaments. There would be tougher opponents. And there would be moments, beautiful, brutal, unforgettable, that would define her story. For Alex Eala, Osaka was not the end. It was the spark before the blaze. The world had witnessed her heartbreak. Soon, it would witness her redemption. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.